November 2nd, 1995, Miami, Florida. A 25-mile low-speed police chase comes to a deadly conclusion after an emotionally disturbed man takes 13 special needs children hostage on their school bus. Miami TV crews capture the entire incident on camera. At the time, Nubia Castellanos begins her morning by putting her son Daniel on the school bus. But this day is different.
I noticed someone crossing the street, a well-dressed man. He quickly pushed me into the bus, closed the doors, and ordered the bus driver to drive, to keep going, and that he had a gun.
The man is highly agitated. He demands to be driven to a local IRS headquarters. When the authorities get a tip from someone who witnessed a hijacking, they respond by sending a swarm of police vehicles to the scene on the Palmetto Expressway.
It was like a cross between Speed and the O.J. Simpson chase, where it was a slow-speed chase for a long time, and everybody was afraid of what might happen.
There's reason for fear. The man who's commandeered the bus, 42-year-old Catalino Nick Sang, claims he's armed with a gun and a bomb.
He had a box that he hid into one of the seats. We're pretty positive that there was some kind of weapon or explosive device in the bus.
He said that if she didn't continue driving, he would blow up the bus. I started talking to him. I asked him why he was doing this, that these were special kids. Not to hurt them, to not hurt us.
Through the two-way radio, Sang tells authorities he's willing to talk. A Florida Highway Patrol trooper risks his life, driving his car alongside the bus and throwing a cell phone in through the open door.
He facilitated the only means of communication that we had with the hijacker. It took a lot of courage.
Now a police negotiator can communicate with Sang, but it's a futile effort.
He had him on the phone for like 17 or 18 minutes, and he was never determined what it was that he wanted. He mentioned that he was deranged, couldn't talk to him.
He said, I have a huge tax debt, I don't have a way to pay it. I have 2 girls in college, they study at FIU, and I work as a waiter in a restaurant.
Police later learned Sang owes more than $15,000 to the IRS, and he's distraught over it. But the bus passes the exit for the IRS building. Nobody knows where it's headed. The bus driver, Alicia Chapman, helps authorities by repeatedly depressing her two-way radio so police can listen in. Meanwhile, the Miami-Dade Police Department is mapping out a game plan to end the siege. Sharpshooter J.A. Fernandez is ready to move. Then, more than 2 hours after it started, the ride ends, when the bus stops in front of the Miami Beach restaurant where Sang works part-time. That's when Fernandez and the SWAT team spring into action.
Well, I was told go for it, and I just went right in. I was the first man inside the bus.
Fernandez storms the bus with the kids still on board, but he's focused on his target.
I see him in the middle aisle, gesturing for me to come in and sticking a hand inside the jacket. I made a split decision. I shot him 3 times. I didn't miss any of the rounds. I went in and grabbed them, pulled them out. I ordered my team that was there to drag him out away from the bus just in case he did have something that we missed.
The SWAT team pulls the wounded man out of the bus. There's still concern he may be carrying an explosive device.
Other people were evacuating the school children, and I kept hearing the screams and stuff.
Let's get back, let's go.
And then we had the bomb squad come in and sweep it, and it turned out that he didn't have anything.
Minutes later, lying alone on the concrete, Nick Sang dies from his wounds.
There was some backlash because what turned out was that Mr. Sang was a nice man. He was troubled. To this day, I think it was a suicide by cop situation, so it was unfortunate.
As traumatic as the incident is for Nubia and her family, they can't help but feel pity for Nick Sang.
It had such an impact on me because deep down I realized he didn't have anything, not even a gun. And more so because of what we'd spoken about that really affected me. It hurt me very much what happened to him.
Fernandez has his own reflections on the incident.
Knowing what I know now, obviously I wouldn't have shot the man. I wish it hadn't happened, but it ended the way it was, due to his own actions.